It is now time for Ask the Expert. We know you have summer on your mind, Charles, but now is probably the best time to start thinking about your finances.
Staying on track can be tough. That's why we have local financial professional Brad Allen with wealthwisconsin.com joining us with the 5 years to help you get ahead in this financial game. I don't want to think about this in the summer.
I know,
Yeah, the
I know.
mid-year
But this
review?
Mid-year is the perfect time to think about all the different things. How have you been doing in the past 6 months? Saving, debt, investments, all that kind of stuff. Just doing a little financial inventory of the year so far and see where we are going forward.
So after we do that, where do we start?
Well, we want to start with the budget. The budget is the number one thing with a financial report. I mean, it's what's coming in versus what's going on. The thing about a budget is it's not a one-time thing. It's a monthly, staying on top of it, keeping track of it, and making sure that, what's coming up in the future. The kids might be going back to school in August, and you want to make sure you're budgeting for office supplies or school supplies, all that kind of stuff.
So let me ask you about the budget. Some companies midterm, they will say, oh, we're either ahead of the game or behind the game. If we're behind the game, they got to make some cuts, make some adjustments. If they're ahead of the game, same at home?
Same thing with your personal finances. Right. If you need to make cuts here and there, maybe the coffee runs and stuff like that, get rid of some of that stuff and stay on track. That's the biggest thing. Have that end goal and keep shooting for it.
All right. What else should we do?
The next one's going to be review your retirement accounts. Now, this is an important one because we're talking about 401ks, IRAs, all those retirement accounts you're saving for. You want to put 10 to 15% away in those accounts and making sure, because we don't know what Social Security or pensions look like down the road. We want to make sure that we have those there for us when we retire. Big thing with 401ks too are the fees. You want to look at what your fees are inside of these accounts. The average fee is about 1%, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but it adds up over time.
Right.
The average American pays $138,000 in their lifetime in 401k fees.
So at what point should you adjust, whether you're too much into stocks, not enough into stocks?
Yeah, I mean, just take a look at number one, look at what the fees are. If there's other options inside of that plan that are lower, take a look at that and see, will that add more money to my pocket in the long run?
Right. Okay, and you talk about adding money to your pocket. It's always good to have a little money in your pocket if there's a rainy day.
Right, the rainy day fund, the umbrella fund, the 3 to 6 months worth of expenses in the emergency fund. We talk about it all the time, but it's the number one thing you want to set up when you're looking at a financial plan. And that's because if something happens, maybe you're out of work for a couple months and you need that money on hand, or maybe the roof is starting to leak. You want to have that money on hand in case anything like that happens.
And that dreaded 4-letter word, debt.
Debt. You want to tackle the debt, snowball it, get rid of it as quick as you can. And the big thing with the debt is you want to know what your credit score is. You might want to buy a house or a car in the future. You need to keep that credit score high, and then just stay on top of it and look at it once a year. The 3 credit bureaus let you look free once a year. So take advantage of that and make sure that you're staying on top of it.
You got to think about April 15th already.
So tax season just came and went, right?
Right.
It's going to be here before you know it. So you want to start putting stuff away and organizing yourself, putting stuff in folders, and it's just going to make your life easier once tax time comes. The other thing you want to think about are the retirement accounts. How much can you put into those retirement accounts this year? Because anything you put in a tax-deferred account doesn't count as income this year, right? So the more you can store away in there, it's $18,000 per year for the 401k, $5,500 for the IRAs, and that's not going to count. That's going to help you with your taxes.
Can we splurge down at Summerfest?
Absolutely.
All right, good enough.
As long as you budget for it.
That's not splurging if I budget for it. All right, have a question for our experts, email them at asktheexpert@today'stmj4.com. You can also leave a voicemail. The number right there for you.